What a game. How you feeling after that?
I'm I'm gutted that we lost. I'm excited about like the quality of the match. I actually think there was some really good football that was played. Um, it was very interesting because I was definitely way more confident going into it than I am leaving. But I'm feeling okay. I'm feeling happy. I'm feeling proud. I'm feeling excited that we got to see an exhibition match like that between two amazing nations.
Where'd you get your confidence from? Why were you feeling so confident heading into the game? Honest questions, like no shade, just saying
Nah, trust.
question.
Because we've got a Champions League winner in our midst in our squad. Unfortunately, Asasat wasn't able to. Oshola wasn't able to join us because she literally just finished her season, so she's definitely fatigued and had to miss out on this. But we've got a very strong squad full of like quite a few players who play in Europe and play in Spain, play in Sweden, and a couple other places. And also an experienced squad as well. They've been together for quite a while, and they've been in international football for quite a while as well. However, that's not to take anything away from Jamaica. They've got a squad who are also full of international players, full of players who play in the NWSL in America and across other leagues as well. So it wasn't like I was certain that we had a stronger squad, but I was confident that we had a stronger squad with maybe a touch more experience. But yo, the Reggae Girls showed up. You know, they really showed up today.
I was quite impressed because obviously we spoke about this before, and it's been well over a year since the senior team have got gathered together for any sort of match. Really, they haven't been able to be in camp. Obviously, we have the pandemic that's definitely like set us back, and other issues has prevented us from getting to coming together and putting on a game. But I think it was definitely worth the wait, and I was definitely surprised because I was thinking, bearing in mind that we haven't played together for so long, it's not your regular starting 11. We have new players coming into the team. I was kind of like a little bit maybe worried to some extent, thinking what could be the outcome of the game because we might, feel a little bit rusty. And you could see that, like maybe in the first 5 minutes of the game, we were like playing passes. We were a little bit heavy on a couple of our passes, but we managed to turn that around in the second half. But the first 45 was just end to end entertainment. Despite the obvious of the, like I said, overplay on a couple of passes here and there.
Exactly. It really was end-to-end stuff, and it was quite interesting to see how the game develops as well. Because Nigeria did start off looking a little bit more short, stronger, and connecting with a couple of passes, but then it quickly broke down. And as Jamaica like built their rhythm and got into their football and playing passing football, playing good football, they really actually dominated the game and had quite a few really good chances. I was really gutted at just like some of the small. We couldn't quite finish off our passing moves in the final third, which was definitely frustrating because we did have some good moments, and you could see the quality of the team, you could see the quality of the players, but they just weren't gelling properly, and some of the touches were a bit heavy. Obviously, the heat in Houston was like affecting people, and we've got a team who aren't used to that type of heat. Even though Spain's hot, but it's not Houston hot. So it was interesting to see how our players dealt with that. And the Reggae Girls were just put on a really collected, professional passing football performance. It was really impressive to see. And as much as I was gutted that we lost and gutted that we were like this close to connecting and actually putting on a good performance, I was really excited to see the Reggae Girls do so well. So that was very cool.
It was a very mature performance from the Reggae Girls, indeed, and I'm still like blown away by that because that wasn't something that I was expecting. I know they have it in their locker, but again, because we haven't played together for so long, I did not know what to expect. I just know that I didn't want to lose. obviously, because there's that, there's that pure diaspora war between us. Like you refer to it as the women's derby,
Yeah.
with the two nations going at it with each other. And I thought that was a beautiful way to sum it all up. What were some of the key highlights for you?
Unfortunately, Nigeria didn't have that many highlights. It was guy. Apart from, I would say, like Alozi came on towards the latter half of the second half, and they really transformed the game. They really took the game by the horns, and I really wanted to put the team on their back and like really actually like take charge of the match, and they did really well. They had a shot from outside of the box on the right hand side, which Kel looked like he was going in. It was a scream of a shot, hit the crossbar, bounced out and away to safety. And I was really gutted because that would have been an insane way to equalize. But apart from that, Nigeria didn't have that many chances, which was really gutting. But on the Reggae Girls side, like you had a penalty, you had plenty of different chances. You were through a couple times 1-on-1. Like it was incredible to see the passing just open up Nigeria and just really just be direct with it. Like we had some good chances along the left hand side with our left winger who sprinted and like had some good runs, but like our crossing again wasn't that great. So it was a bit gutting because like obviously I've got loads of love for Jamaica, I've got loads of love for the Reggae Girls, I've got loads of love for yourself as well. So it's just like I was admiring them, but I was also real gutted at the same time. I was like begrudged and torn apart with my feelings. But it was just a wicked match. It was a wicked match. I think my Nigeria highlight would be either the penalty save. I did get out of my chair for that. I was gassed, or hitting the crossbar. Those would probably be my two Nigerian highlights.
Yeah, I think your keeper was annoying me at one point. I was like, why does she keep on doing that? Like, stop it, let her score. But yeah, she definitely, for me, she was like your standout player. She put in a solid performance. I would say, obviously, it's a friendly, and from your perspective, it is a shame about the goal. But from Deneisha's perspective, I'm quite pleased with her because obviously her penalty was saved in the first half, and she came out in the second half and pretty much redeemed herself. I think one of my highlight from the game was maybe just before kickoff, where the girls came together and you could see the camera just panning along and you could see them all like holding hands. And that for me, that was just a reminder of the unity within the Reggae Girls squad. That's one thing that I'm quite pleased to always see on show, and it's something that's so sincere. Obviously, like yourself, you've had the pleasure of meeting them, so you can tell that harmony, it isn't for show. The harmony between the girls, whether you're a new player or someone who has a handful of caps within the senior team, that harmony is very much sincere. So bearing in mind that it's been well over a year since we've seen them play, to see the first very match with the girls lining up hand in hand, I thought, you know what, that was a lovely moment, just to know that respect and that love is still there amongst the whole entire team.
Exactly. It's wicked to see, and like you said, like the Reggae Girls have been through quite a bit, and they don't actually get to play together as a collective that much. So seeing the camaraderie within the team and just like have that special moment is really cool. And even at the final whistle, it was like a nice diaspora moment to see some of the Nigerian players go over to the Reggae Girls that they know and like they might play with or they played with throughout their career, and just like have a good moment, enjoy themselves, laugh and hug it out and chill, and like that's what it's really all about, and that's really great. That spirit of the game, I think that was like the most special moment of the whole match for me.
The energy was definitely there. I'm just a little bit annoyed that it's taken so long for it to happen, because it's such an obvious match. Like, why would you not make this such a regular thing? Like Nigeria versus Jamaica, Jamaica versus Nigeria, whichever way you want to look at it. That really should be in the calendar ever so often, because the energy is there. And it's a shame that you can't have sold out stadiums, obviously because of the pandemic. But if fans were allowed in the stadium at full capacity, the energy would just fly through the roof.
Exactly. This is our diaspora derby. It's our Classico. It's the Jollof versus Jerk derby. It's incredible. Like you can see the passion from all of us fans, and across the diaspora. It only makes sense. It only makes sense.
Looking back at the game, how different do you think the scoreline would have been had we had Shaw in the team and also Oshala? And I hope I pronounced her name correctly as well.
Yeah. You're perfect. You're all good. And yeah, no, the game would be so different. And to be honest, I think the outcome would probably be the same, especially seeing how both teams played. The Reggae Girls were just a better team. They were like way more. They're way more in sync. They knew everyone's role. They knew exactly how they wanted to play. They were very silky and accurate with their passing. I think Khadija would have got way more chances and would have put away way more chances. Whereas Oshola, like she might have had some chances to latch onto some balls and to maybe have a couple runs, and she's a very good finisher as well. But I don't think she would have the same amount of chances and the same quality of chances as Khadija if they both played today. But then we're also missing out a couple other players as well who have been injured or like can make it for this match, and that could definitely like change the team dynamics. But the Reggae Girls, nah, I have to give it up. I have to give it up.
Thank you. That was a great match. I enjoyed it, and I'm hoping that both of the federations can come together in the near future and just put on another, what you want to call it, a rematch, another friendly, whichever way you want to look at it. Because I think not just for people in the diaspora, but for people in Nigeria and for people back home in Jamaica as well, this is definitely a game that they would most certainly enjoy. So hopefully it becomes like a regular thing where we face off against each other.
Exactly. And definitely speaking from a diaspora point of view, I want to see us take over Wembley, man. I want to see everyone just going down into North London, just really just loving it.
That might be a thing, because obviously it's happened before, not at Wembley, but it has a match between both of our nations has happened before in England. So I wouldn't be surprised if they do that at some point. Hopefully, I'm saying in this current decade, because both of our federations are reactive quite nicely. So hopefully it does happen within this decade. I know that sounds crazy for like other people who are listening and might not know the ins and outs of both of our federations, but things are pretty slow our end. So
Exactly. Here's hoping.
Where can people find you on social media? How do people reach out to you to stay in touch or just to make that mutual contact?
Amazing. So I am at Ola Fisayo. So Ola _Fisayo FISAYO. That's the best one on Twitter. You can find me talking about all things football kits, and absolute nonsense if you want that. And then you can also find my studio. We do a lot of sports stuff. That's Oliver Studios. We're on Instagram, so it's Oliver OLUWA Studios STUDIOS at Instagram, and then everything's there.
Thank you so much for helping me to review that match. And before we go, we have to talk about that goal, because that was something special. I didn't see that one coming. She caught me by surprise, but that was a beautiful goal. So we have to like big up Blackwood for that. Like I said, she redeemed herself. There were a couple of people getting at her because obviously people felt that she should have buried her penalty, but she took that one on the chin and came back and gave us a delightful goal.
Exactly. And you got an assist from a Jamaican Nigerian as well, so it's like a double whammy. There's a lot of culture and a lot of impact in that goal, I'm not gonna lie.
The commentators are really confusing because 1 minute they're saying it's an assist for Jody Brown, then they're saying it's an assist for Sade. So I was just like, make up your mind. Who were you giving the assist to? So they've been going back and forth with who the assist should go to. But nevertheless, I'm just pleased with the outcome. So for those of you who aren't aware of the scoreline, it finished Jamaica 1, Nigeria 0. And you guys, of course, like ourselves, you guys will have to play the USA. How do you feel about that?
Not great. The USA are obviously one of the best teams in the world, and they're literally only getting stronger. Their young players are really, really coming into fruition, and they've had a really good seamless transition into the first team. And obviously, they've got established stars who've definitely been very established, but they've also shown that with their experience, they still can. Um, Develop good football, regardless of how they play and what they do with it in terms of system-wise and that type of thing. So it's going to be not my most fun match, but I will watch it. And if we win, I'll go mental because it'll be ridiculous and it'll be amazing, and I'll be very, very proud. So here's hoping for the best.
I'm hoping that you guys beat them as well. We obviously, like yourself, we have them coming up, so I'm hoping that we can get a performance, get a result out of that game. One thing I can say about the Reggae Girls, they always leave me feeling proud. So despite of what the end result will be against the USA, I know they're not gonna walk off that pitch, leaving their fans feeling ashamed. That's never the case with the Reggae Girls. So that's one thing I can always give them credit for. Allah, as usual, thank you so much for blessing me with a moment of your time. I love talking football with you, so it's always a pleasure speaking and catching up with you.
Yeah, thank you so much.